Now let's proceed to the different forms of business organizations. We have here the sole proprietorship, the partnership, and the corporation. We will discuss each one on the succeeding slides. The sole proprietorship is a form of business which have a single owner, and we call that owner a proprietor. Ayan. The owner receives all profits and absorbs all losses and is solely responsible for all debts. Kasi siya lang mag-isa lahat. Kaya sole. Solo. No? Siya lahat nag-invest doon. Siya din ang makareceive lahat ng profit. Siya din ang maka-absorb ng losses. And then, syempre, siya din mabayad lahat ng utang. Okay? So, accounting viewpoint, the sole proprietorship is distinct or separate from the proprietor. The sole proprietorship is the business. The proprietor is the owner. This one is the person. This one is the business. So in accounting, they are considered two separate entities. This is a different person. This is a different person. Now let's proceed to the partnership. Partnership form of business is owned by two or more persons. These two or more persons bind themselves first to contribute money, property, or industry meaning their skill, to a common fund. The common fund is the business, which they call the partnership. Now, they have the intention to divide the profits among themselves. So at least two people giving money, property, or their services to the business, and they want to embark into certain engagement or undertaking, and then their intention is to divide the profits among the owners. Now, the owner this time is called partners. So the word owner is usually used for sole proprietorship, or we call the owner proprietor. But for partnership, we call the owner or owners partners. Now, each partner is personally liable for the debt or the utang incurred by the business. So even if it is the business who owes another business, the partner may pay the company's debt from his personal money. Now, the accounting viewpoint for this also is that the partnership is a separate organization or separate entity distinct from the personal affairs of the partners. So the partners are different people from the partnership. The partnership is also considered a person, but not a person with physical being. No? So it's just a not a natural person, but a juridical person, meaning according to law, it's a person, but actually, wala naman siya human flesh yung partnership. No. Then, finally, we have the corporation. The corporation is owned by the stockholders. Ito ang tawag natin sa owner ng corporation. Now, a corporation is an artificial being, meaning parang tao din yan siya. Pero wala naman talaga siyang flesh. Kaya artificial lang. So, created by operation of law, meaning legally created ito. Having the rights of succession. Rights of succession meaning ito from the word, ito na succeed, no? Yung musunod, kung sino yung rightful na tagapagmana, pwedeng ipamana. Ayan. And the powers and attributes and properties expressly authorized by law or incident to its existence. Ayan. So we will discuss this further, corporation and partnership, on the latter part of this book, okay? It will be very difficult to discuss early on too many about corporation. Just a little view lang. So the stockholder this time is not personally liable for the debt or utang of the corporation, unlike the partnership that they are personally liable. Now, on the accounting viewpoint, the corporation is also a separate legal entity, separate from the owner, just like the sole and the partnership. Now, let's have a quick check. Question: which form of business has only one owner? Very good. It's the sole proprietorship type of business. If you have not gotten the correct answer, just go back to the previous slides and review again. Now let's proceed to the sizes of business as defined by our DTI, or Department of Trade and Industry. We have the micro business, small business, medium business, and large business. The micro business are businesses with net assets of 3 million and below, or they can be measured or called micro based on the number of employees. If they have less than 10 employees, they are called micro business. The small business has net assets of above 3 million to 15 million. Or they can be called small business if their employees range from 10 to 99 only. So it's an or, it's not and. No? So they may have more than this 15 million amount, but if there's less than 99 employees or 100 employees, then it can still be considered small business. Okay? So either. Then we have the medium business has the net assets of 15 million to 100 million. Okay, so they own that net assets. And they have 100 to 199 employees. And lastly, the large businesses are those with more than 100 million net assets. And they have 200 and above, or they have 200 and above employees. So basically, we have grouped the businesses into MSMEs, which are the micro, small, medium enterprises. That's one group. And then another group is the large business. In the Philippines, we generally have more MSMEs, or micro, small, medium businesses, compared to large businesses. So we have about 90+% are MSMEs. Now for our quick check, which size of business has 56 employees? Very good. It's the small business. If you remember, the small business has a range of 10 to 99 employees, and 56 is within that range. Now, if you have not gotten the correct answer, just go back to the previous slides and review again.